Cool. So, yeah, I said I would answer questions on Facebook, so got that pulled up here. So the first question is, would you rather see Wonder Woman get her movie or see a Black Widow movie finally happen? Well, Wonder Woman is getting her movie next year, and I'm pretty stoked about that. I mean, I think that there's reasons to be, I guess, concerned on how it will be portrayed because, you know, some people have seen Wonder Woman as kind of more this diplomatic peacekeeper type, and then others have seen it more as like the warrior fighter, go-getter kind of. So I'm really interested to see how she's going to be portrayed in the movie. But I would have definitely been for a Black Widow movie. I feel like logistically they probably missed their window of opportunity because Scarlett Johansson is supposed to be working on some other movie. I can't think of the title right now, but anywho, and the Phase 3 lineup from Marvel is already very full. I don't feel like it would make sense to try to put one in to Phase 4. If they had given her an Origins movie like they did with Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, etc., it would have been great. But I think that the MCU missed the boat on that one, so. Let's see. If I could have a conversation with any animal, which one would I pick and why? I would pick a sea animal, like a marine animal. I love dolphins, but I don't know if I would pick one. I would want to pick one that can go really deep into the ocean because I know that there are creatures and things that we have yet to discover, and it's just too far down. So I would like to talk to something that can go that far down and be like, hey, what's down there? What's going on? So that's what I would choose. What is my superpower and how do I think it would emerge? That was a good question. I always liked powers that had to do with like the elements. So like when Avatar: The Last Airbender came out, I was like, yes. I always thought it'd be cool to have like hydrokinesis, so like controlling water and whatnot. I even have a sketch. There's a sketch somewhere floating around, a very old one, of like me and Jason and Nicole with elemental type powers. So mine was water. I think Nicole's was fire. Jason had like electricity. Yeah. And how do I think it would emerge? I don't know. I would like to think along the lines of like the X-Men, where it just kind of like manifests, like how I think typically it's with like puberty. Sometimes you're born with it and it just is with you for life. But I think that would be pretty cool. So that would be my superpowers. Hydrokinesis. Red pill or blue pill? I don't know. I have to confess, I'm not a big fan of The Matrix. Like, I haven't seen any of the movies from beginning to end. Shocker, I know. That's unfortunately the case with me with a lot of franchise movies. So, I'm sure if you started listing off franchise movies, I probably haven't seen most of them, which, if you've seen my movie collection, is probably very shocking. But, so, I don't know. I don't know which pill I would take. So, if I could cast any friends or relatives in a Marvel or DC movie, who would they be and why? If I could direct in or star in any upcoming movie, which would I choose? Okay, these are two different questions, sorry. Okay, so if I could cast any friends and relatives in a Marvel DC movie, who would they be and why? Yes, I would cast my siblings for sure, because we all kind of grew up, we all kind of grew up more so like on the DC side of things. Duh. So, I would love it if we all got to be in like a Batman movie. That would be sick. Who would they be? I don't know. I think Nicole, she would have fun being a villain. Like, I think she's always like Catwoman. So I would probably cast her in that role. And she's witty too. So I think that would work well. Jason Jason likes he likes powers, but he likes it to make sense too. Like he's a big Star Wars fan and stuff like that. Like, I know he would love like Jedi type powers, so he'd have to be somebody who had powers, but that it just made sense. It wasn't just some tragic backstory. Oh, let's fix it by giving you powers. Yeah. So I don't know. I think Jason, I probably would cast him as, I don't know. I would probably cast him as Static, because Static has cool superpowers, and he is somebody who I happen to really like, and this kind of goes into the next question, but I'll get to it. I feel like that would be a cool role for Jason, and being a fan of the show Static Shock and kind of how he's witty and stuff, when part of it is his youth, but I like imagining that Jason could play that role really well, because he has kind of a silly side, but he also has a serious side, and he knows when to get down to business and that kind of responsibility. So yeah, that's who I'd cast. Kim, since you asked the question, I would have to cast you in a movie. And who would I cast you as? I would probably cast you, I don't know. If we're talking about a role that isn't already being played, that's a good question. I would give you Captain Marvel. Yeah. Yep. Because I think you have like that strength and that ability to be strong and also vulnerable at the same time and be awesome. Yep. I'd find a role for all of my friends, though, honestly. There's too many of you guys to name, and there's too many superheroes and anti-heroes and stuff like that to list off, but you three are the ones that I could, off the top of my head, where I really was like, yeah, who would you be? So, yeah, if I could direct and or star in any upcoming movie, which would I choose? I would want to be in the Black Panther movie, just because I've been so excited about that movie coming up, and if I could get myself in like physically in better shape, I would want to be one of the like Dora Milaje for T'Challa. That would be sick. I wouldn't mind being like Monica Rambeau if they could include her, because I know they can't have Storm in the Black Panther movie, so that would be awesome. So I would want to be one of those two roles in the Black Panther movie, or his sister, T'Challa's sister. That would be, any of those three roles, if I could star in one, that would be it. If I were directing one, I don't know. I think I would want to direct one of the Justice League movies, like either part 1 or part 2 or whatever. I don't know if they're doing the same director for both parts, but that would be awesome. If there was a movie that's not in the lineup, a Static movie. I'm a huge Static fan. I actually started to write a script for one when I was 14. I have it somewhere, and it's still like in my mind, like I remember the plot still. But if I were throwing a DC movie into the lineup, I would create a Static movie. So, can I believe it's not butter? Yes. Yes, I can. Dogs or cats? Dogs. Easily. Yeah. I don't hate cats. I know, like, 99% of my family hates cats. I don't hate them. I just prefer dogs. If I ever had, like, a cat or a kitten or something like that, and, like, if I was rescuing one, or if somebody I was dating had one, that would be cool by me. If a relative had one, like, I know Amber had Domino, so I was totally cool with that. But I would not voluntarily be like, yeah, I'm gonna get a cat. No, I have many dogs that I want. So, yep, dogs. Let's see. Should Vision be on Team Cap? I feel like everybody should be on Team Cap. So that's where my bias lies. Sorry, Iron Man, but I've been a Team Cap fan since reading the Civil War comic. So I would like Vision to be on Team Cap, but I understand why he's Team Iron Man, or seemingly Team Iron Man for the movie. Because the MCU, with Tony having created the Vision, or playing a big part in having created the Vision, I could see where some loyalty might lie there, and just being more by the rules and having that kind of insight with the Vision being omnipotent. So, favorite clone in Clone Club? I guess this is my last question, I think. If you don't know what Clone Club is, for those of you watching, that is a reference to Orphan Black. If you're not watching that show, get on it. It is amazing. Everybody I talk to, I'm like, if you need a show recommendation, watch Orphan Black. It's not on Netflix. As far as I know, I don't think it's on Hulu, but I'm not sure. But it's so worth watching. So good. Especially if you like shows that have a good plot and excellent character development and continuity, consistency, and whatnot. So anyway, favorite clone from Clone Club. My favorite clone is Cosima. She's my number one favorite clone. I just love that she's like really nerdy, but really smart too. Like, it's not just a nerdiness for science, even though that's like her primary function within Clone Club. But yeah, I really like Cosima. And my second favorite, very, very close second, gotta go with Helena. I know on the surface, if you're somebody who's kind of just watching the show in passing, you're probably like, she's crazy. But I think if you really are paying attention to the show and watch, like, there's so much more to her, and I just like her kind of off-kilter behavior, and I like that she, you know, she tries to have better intentions than initially started out. That's the most I will say without spoiling a bunch for those of you who haven't watched the show. But yes, Cosima is number one, Helena is number two, and Allison is number three. Allison is awesome. I actually really did not like Allison at first, and then she grew on me as the show progressed. It's getting ready to start season 4. Holler. But she grew on me. She's amazing in her own right. They all are, really. Everybody. And I mean, Tatiana Maslany, who plays all of the clones in the show. Well, all the female clones, I guess I should say, in the show. She's incredible. She needs an Emmy already. Like, freaking give her Emmy already. So yeah, I guess those are all the questions for right now. If any of you are watching this and you want me to answer more questions, just find that post on my Facebook. I know I share a lot of stuff on Facebook, but I think that's one of like the last things that I shared recently. So leave me comments with questions, or leave me questions in the comments, I should say, and I will answer them. So